Alright everybody, what's going on? It's your boy, the East Coast Gamer, coming at y'all with the Knicks recap video today. So, after the All-Star break, the Knicks start on their really tough schedule, starting the game against Milwaukee, and after all the fun and the festivities, Julius Randle being an All-Star, Obi Toppin being in the dunk contest, and depending on how much you like the All-Star game, you might have enjoyed it, might have not. And I'll be talking about kind of my thoughts on the product in general, the NBA, in a video after this one. But after all the festivities and the fun and the good feelings, the Knicks being in the playoff mix, 19 and 18, surprising everybody. We kind of come back to reality and realize that the second half of the schedule for the Knicks is very brutal. They have the fourth toughest schedule in the mix in a dogfight in the Eastern Conference. They got a lot of really good teams they have to play, and some questions whether the Knicks are gonna trade and make a playoff push or stay packed and hope they can make the playoffs with this team. But overall, it was gonna be tough. It is going to be tough, and their first game was a tough outing against the two-time MVP and the third best team in the Eastern Conference, the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, early in the year, the third game of the season, the Knicks played the Bucks and destroyed them, blew them out by 30. Everybody played well, and it was kind of the first whoa, the first shocking win for the Knicks this year. They've had some good wins early, and overall, after that game, you kind of knew that the Knicks just had a really good game. The Bucks had a terrible game because the Bucks actually they had it was I believe the worst 3-point performance of any team ever. Like it was that bad. They had like a brutally bad game. They were like 10 of 40, 8 from 3 or something abysmal like that. It was like 10 of 38 or something egregious. So heading into this game, post the All-Star break, everybody's getting ready. Everybody is locked into the second half of the year. Teams trying to make the playoff push, and the Bucks trying to distinguish themselves as a contender. You knew it was going to be a tough game. And early on, you could tell that it was. I don't want to say it wasn't the next night, but you could tell the Bucks were clicking. They were hitting their threes. Giannis was facilitating. He wasn't really trying to attack, which was not a good thing early on. And the Knicks were competitive at first. Their starters looked a little off. Julius Randle didn't play great. Elfrid Payton didn't play great. RJ Barrett was great, though. He was kind of one of the shining lights of last night's game. He was keeping them in it. And the bench came in, and Alec Burks played amazing. He came off the bench really hot, really good, playing really well. And so did Obi Toppin. He played pretty well last night, too. And, it was approaching halftime. The Knicks were only down like 4, and all of a sudden the Bucks just went on a massive run. And you could tell just that the Bucks were looking to make a statement, first of all, for the abysmal game they played earlier in the season. And again, they're a playoff team. They've been in the playoffs a couple of years. They have a great team. This is the kind of game where if you're the Bucks, you're gonna just beat the crap out of the Knicks, and that's what they did. And the Knicks were just not ready. Really bad defense from the Knicks overall. They didn't play great. Their bench unit was eh. The rookies didn't play tremendously. Besides Obi, quickly didn't have his game on, and just in general, the Knicks defense was bad. They weren't playing defense, and when Bryn Forbes and when DJ Wilson and when DiVincenzo and Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis are hitting their threes, the Bucks are a very tough team to beat, and you're kind of banking on those role players to miss their shots, but when they're hitting them, along with a Giannis and a Drew Holiday and a Brook Lopez and a Chris Middleton, it's a recipe for a disaster if you're not playing well. And the Knicks defense in the paint, 3-point line, very bad. Julius Randle was getting just teamed up. They were kind of instilling the Giannis defense on him, where they kind of build a wall and you just make it seem like there's more defenders than there actually are, and they double team him hard. And Julius just didn't have his game on last night, and hopefully it's just an admiration. He just had one bad night against a really good defense. But you could tell the Knicks just weren't ready for this game. They were very lackadaisical, and really they're missing Derrick Rose very badly. And unfortunately, I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know whether to be upset at him or upset at the league. Did he go out and party and test positive for COVID? We don't know. So we're desperately in need of Derrick Rose, because there was a stat which just shows his importance and also how good Emmanuel quickly can be. Is when quickly R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle play together, their plus minus is like 20, and they're scoring more points than with Peyton, Randle, and Barrett. And same thing with D Rose when it's D Rose playing with Randle and Barrett. Their plus minus is just so good, and they're scoring. Their net rating is so much better, and it just shows you that they're really missing Derrick Rose's presence right now because he's able to create, he's able to attack the paint, and he passes the ball as opposed to Alfred Payton, who is very tunnel vision at times, and he just doesn't finish a lot. And I don't want to completely crap on EP. It's not completely his fault. He plays hard in defense, and he does score at times. But you can just see that the Knicks are missing something, and hopefully Derrick Rose can come back. Hopefully he can come back and boost the bench, or maybe he even starts, or puts and lights a fire underneath EP's butt, so that he plays better. But just a rough game, and it's a brutal schedule. We got Oklahoma City on Saturday, then they have to play the Nets, the 76ers, then just God, the schedule was terrible. Like we had to play the 76ers again, and the Magic and the Wizards twice. So plus the Suns twice, the Grizzlies twice, the Pelicans twice, the Lakers twice. I think the Clippers again, the Nets again. We'll see. We'll see if the Knicks can make the playoffs out of this. But goddamn, it is a very tough schedule for the Knicks. So overall, just not a good game. Blowout, lost by 30. I'm gonna say it's just an admiration. I'm not gonna be completely pissed, but lackadaisical effort. Kind of had a feeling it was gonna be like that post All Star break, but we will see if they can bounce back against Oklahoma City on Saturday.